Hello, this is an assessment of two Kawai K-15 uprights, 110 centimetres tall. They've just come into stock. In fact, they've been ordered by a school, so we've got them into stock. I'm just checking them to see if they need any extra work done. Also going to compare them briefly with a Knight, which is a similar price range, and a Feurich. Now before we compare them, this is a brief look at a worksheet that we've done for each piano. So it's a new piano, and there's a bit of voicing and evening the touch weight out. The touch weight, I'm impressed by the up weight here. This is up weight, 21 grams, 21, very low, right down at the bottom end. Normally that's between 20 and 35 possibly. We'll have a look at the Knight in a second, but there's a few bits of voicing to do. The B is where it's a bit on the bright side as the key down the bottom. So we need to even out the touch weight, because you can see it's not quite even. Got 58 grams there, 55 should be really, that's the normal range, 52 in the bass, 50 in the centre, and then 48 in the top treble. So it needs a bit of evening out. But the up weight, which is low, I've explained that on other videos, and we'll explain that more later on. That's similar on the other Kawai. There's a few bits of bright notes that just need very slightly dialing. There's one here that's extra bright, so I've put an extra mark on the top of it. Let's listen to that, see if you can tell. So here's C and C sharp. So it's the C sharp's a bit on the bright side, but the others are just very slightly bright, so just very little to do on those. But we're trying to perfect even new pianos as much as we can. If we listen to this Knight here, just trying to compare the tone. By the way, we're going to put the name Knight on there. It largely come off, so that's why it doesn't say Knight. But Knight's one of our preferred makes, and same sort of price. Those are the two Kawais, two different Kawais, slightly different tone. All pianos are made of wood, and the hammers are natural fibre too, so there's slight tone variation in all of them. I like them both. This is slightly mellower. This is a Feurich 122, a taller piano. So just a brief listen to all of the pianos. So I'll do the two Kawais and then the Knights and then the Feurich. This is the Feurich. The up weight here is about 30 grams, so a little bit higher. The lower up weight generally feels nicer, but the Kawais are really lower up weight, so that can be a danger if it gets slightly moist, as it might start to stick. So that's a Kawai K-15 upright piano, or two Kawai K-15s, brand new pianos ordered up by a school. And it's one that we haven't done a review of before. We are Kawai dealers, so we can get them in very easily. It's a very interesting piano. The touch impresses me enormously. The up weight is very low, which means that when you press the keys down, you don't feel you're being pushed against. Keyboards can have very, very high up weight, up to 45, which does really push against you. So it's much better than a keyboard, although the best keyboard, best digital piano is the Kawai, interesting enough, that we had in stock. That had a relatively low up weight relative to other keyboards, probably about 35, which was much better. So this is about 22 to 26. You might think going on about key weight is, up weight is not important, but it does really feel very, very delicious to play when it has low up weight. The only danger is if it's too low and it gets sticky, in other words it gets moist, then you could find notes sticking. But I think if this goes to a school environment, it's unlikely to get moist. They tend to dry out if anything. In terms of stability, I would probably rate the Knight, well, it's one of the most extremely stable pianos ever made, so the Knight's tremendous. Similar price range. In terms of tone, this is much plainer sound. If you play a lot of Bach, that might be fine. I would prefer the Knight for, say, Chopin. Obviously it's an all-round piano anyway. So I've tried to compare it with the Knight, with the Feurich, new Feurichs. The up weight on the Feurichs is slightly higher than this one. It's about 32 or 30, I think, which is still low enough to feel really nice, but not as low as this. So I hope that's been helpful. If you're interested in a Kawai K-15, I can thoroughly recommend them, and I think they are going to be very, very stable pianos. We do the taller Kawais obviously as well. The taller the piano, the nicer in a way. But if you want a small piano and you want to pay less than the tall pianos, then certainly it's a similar price to the Knights. And wherever you play it has a very beautiful tone indeed. If you're interested, write to us at info@robertspianos.com and let us know what you'd like to do. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that's been helpful.